Hello everyone, you're looking live here at Phoenix International Raceway for race number 7, Bolt Racing League GNS Series. Qualifying underway right now. In practice, Pacey Wygant was the quickest with a 27.004. And we're about 2 minutes into qualifying right now, and Jimmy Minch on top of the board with a 27.241. See if Wygant, who is currently on the racetrack, can beat that lap time. 0 machine there. He's won 3 races in a row so far. His most recent one coming last week in Lime Rock Park. First road course on the schedule. Wygant off of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Like I said, his first lap is going to be a 27.139. That puts him on top of the board by about 1/10. Jacob Wilson goes up to 3rd. Bobby Blowers joined a little late. About 5 minutes left in practice. I did not see that he set a lap time, so not sure how many laps he got in practice, but right now he's second in the points. Finished second last week at Lime Rock Park, so we'll see if he can maybe keep that streak going. Cross line at 27.231, and that puts him up to second. Wygant goes even faster. Second half between him and Bobby Blowers. This is the old Phoenix layout, so the front start finish line is on the front straightaway. Between the new turn 2 and turn 3, the Blowers also to sideways off the exit of turn 4. They spin out into turn 1. And now Pacey Wygant looking to go to pole position. No one else on the racetrack here, so Wygant looking really good. It's only Tristan Bayer and Greg Pillar not on the racetrack yet and has not set a lap time. They don't go out in the next pretty much 10 seconds. They don't have a chance of setting a lap time. 50 seconds left. That officially puts Pacey Wygant on pole position here at Legacy Phoenix in Arizona. There's 40 seconds still left in qualifying, but not enough time to get a lap in. So it's going to be Blowers in second and Wygant in first. Same as last week with Minch in third. Pretty much the same starting order. And Wilson was also fourth last week at Lime Rock Park. So the top 4 exactly the same starting top 4 as it was last week in Connecticut. There's time running down. And officially here in 10 seconds, the gridding will form up for this 11 car field here tonight. There is Pacey Wygant now officially on that pole position there. And going through the history of this Grand National Series, this is the first time they would be at Legacy Phoenix. We went to New Phoenix last season, and Bobby Blowers actually ended up winning that race. The thrilling finish, I believe, was a bumpy run with Cole Snyder. Blowers did end up getting a penalty for that, but he did keep the win. But we'll see if he can go back-to-back here at Phoenix, even though it's a pretty much totally different Phoenix racetrack than the new one, which has a start finish line off of turn 2. Or I guess in this case, old turn 2. Right now, gridding underway. Quick look at our starting grid here for tonight's Phoenix race presented by or sponsored by Jones Paints and Designs. It's going to be 125 laps, which is 125 miles at the 1 mile track here. It's Wygen on pole position here, and alongside him to his outside for the second week in a row, Bobby Blowers, and behind him in row number 2 will be Jimmy Minch and Jacob Wilson for the second week also in the row. Joseph Weldon in 5th, Rodney Ayers 6th, ACL is 7th, Cameron Pillar 8th, George Lesmond Jr. in 9th, and Greg Pillar, also first driver that have not set a lap, in 10th. Tristan Bayer will round out the 11-car field here tonight. Like I mentioned, 125 laps, which equals 125 miles. So it's a pretty long race compared to, I think, most that we've been to this season, miles-wise. Typical, I mean, actually looking at the schedule now, I mean, it's one of the, it's about the mid-pack way there. About the second or third shortest race of the season, but still, 125 laps seems like a lot here at Phoenix, but there's no stages here tonight. 1 fast repair, 4 extra tire sets, and I definitely want to use those tire sets here with just how much just the old layout here at Phoenix, which could be a lot more harder on tires compared to the new layout. So we might see a lot more tire saving. It's gonna be probably more could be a lot harder to pass here, probably compared to the new Phoenix, but Phoenix overall is just a hard place to pass. A lot less grip. Did not get a chance to look at the weather, but a little colder here, I believe, temp-wise. Green flag is out, and away we go. Wygant. A pretty good start there, but still alongside him is Bobby Blowers. Blowers side by side through 1 and 2. Blowers may be able to take the lead here off the exit on turn 2. Momentum on the outside, so go through the little dog leg here, kink down the back straightaway. Side by side through 3 and 4. Way up the racetrack goes Blowers, as he might clear Wygant here, and looks like he does the outside lane really well, as Blowers will lead lap number 1 here. Blowers second to first there, Minch behind them and still in 3rd. Wilson still in 4th, so 3rd and 4th did not change there, but Blowers with a great initial start there, and he held off Wygant on the inside there and got around him. He's going to lead lap 1, maybe probably lap number 2 here. Just kind of see different lines here at Phoenix. Wygant kind of just sticking to that inside there. Blowers using up a little bit of the top side. So Joseph Weldon looking to the inside of Casey Ellis. I believe he started 5th, so he's down a few positions here, down to 7th. Ellis on the outside lane looking to make the move up to 6th officially. Not clear yet. Very multi-groovers. Ooh, Weldon gets loose on the inside, and that gives Ellis a spot easily off of turn 4. But back up to the race lead, the top 3. Nose to tail under 3/10 of each other. Jacob Wilson a little further back there. 4th place. Let's go on board and see what he's seeing right there, right ahead of him. And you see all the different lines everyone's taking. A lot more multi-groove, it seems like, here at the old Phoenix compared to the new Phoenix. Also, just a lot less grip, which I think helps make this racetrack a little bit more multi-groove. You can kind of run the top, run the bottom, especially in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, I think the bottom is just easily the preferred lane, but 3 and 4, a lot flatter than 1 and 2, and so you can really use any lane you want. I think all of them are pretty quick overall. Maybe the outside's a little bit better passing since you can pinch off the drive on the inside. Right now, Blowers leads here, coming to lap number 6. Look at the biggest gainer so far, 5 laps into it. It looks like Tristan Berry up 2 spots, and here comes Pacey Wiseman with a good run off of turn 4. Tries to send to the inside of Blowers. Just alongside each other off of turn 2. Both drivers get a bit loose on the gas they go. 750 horsepower, these race cars. Blowers again to the top side. Kind of a repeat of the initial start. Blowers clears off of 4. That kind of brought in Wilson and Rodney Ayers a little bit here. Those 2 side by side, and Casey Ellis not too far behind, looking at 6th place spot. So that 3-car battle turns into 5, maybe 6 here shortly. Minch now under it's trying to get up to PC Wajin. He was on his back bumper, but Wajin seems to get just a little bit better exit than Minch. He's gonna dive it to the inside of Blowers. Almost looked like a slide job type move there. He really sent it into 3. Blowers would get good eggs off of 4 though. He's still ahead, but Wajin looking really strong here. Making some aggressive moves, maybe trying to get that race lead back and get back up front to that clean air. Because again, he goes just sending down 3 and 4 compared to Blowers. Blowers really likes that top side. Yo, he got a bit loose there. Wajin is now through for first, and Finch follows him up to second as Blowers loses 2 spots there running outside lane. Just got a bit loose. He's really like the outside lane in 3 and 4, but that kind of came back to bite him right there. As now Minch putting Pacey Wajin under attack. They've had a spin. It might have been George Lesman Jr. who's a little bit off the pace. Some smoke off of turn 2, but Wajin way up the racetrack, almost the outside wall. As I think he may have overshot there. As Minch now takes the race lead here on lap 10, coming to 11. So a lot of back and forth so far for the top 3, and Jacob Wilson, Rodney Ayers now on the back bumpers of these top 3. Kind of separated themselves now from Casey Ellis. He's a little further back, down 6th. Now looking pretty good for the top 5. Flowers, Wilson close together here for 3rd. Now Minch pulling away a little bit from these other drivers as he's opened the gap up to about 4/10 of a second. So about, I believe, 3 lead changes so far. 3 different leaders in these first 13 laps, now 14. As Blowers actually hits the wall in the front straightaway, and that's going to allow Wilson to get to the inside in 1 and 2. Inside's probably the more preferred lane in 1 and 2, but Blowers holds on to the outside, stays ahead of Wilson. Now a little further spread out here. Butte Carlington between everyone. Take a quick look at the weather. We didn't get a chance to do that. It's 75-degree track temp, so pretty cool track temp. Is February 1st in the sim, also in real life too. So February in the desert, a little late afternoon, 3:40 at Phoenix. So a little cooler track temp. Kind of helps these cars not be as loose as they would be if it was probably midday or a little sooner. Right now, Flowers edging up the Wajins. Ooh, look, more smoke here. Might have been George Lesman Jr., who's already coming to be a lap down here shortly in that 44 machine. I see the leaders right behind him off of turn 4 like he goes. Got Minch, Wajin, and Blowers pretty much nose to tail, and still a pretty good gaggle of cars here. This top 5 positions. The Minch really starting to eke out that gap now. Over a half a second between him and Wajin. Wajin now getting chased down by Blowers. So we'll see how the long run goes. They have a 70% fuel, so they'll have to pit a little bit sooner than a normal Phoenix race, which I believe is around 75 laps or so. So expect around 50, probably a 2-stop race here. Probably around lap 50 they would have to pit, if I had to guess, based off my knowledge. Minch doing a good job so far, but we'll see if he burns up his stuff a little bit too much early on. Whoa, Blowers way hard on the outside wall there. Really lost it, I think, on the entry. Lost a few tenths to Wygent there. Let's take a quick look at that. We kind of saw it in the background there. Looked like he just overcooked turn 3. He's done that a couple times. Yeah, just cooked. I think he barely tapped the wall there. But no major damage to that 34 machine. Side by side, Aaron Pillar and Craig Pillar for an 8th place spot. Back up to the race lead. Mensch still pulling on strong. He got the race lead from Pacey Wygent. We're only 20 laps into this race, and the lap times have fallen off about 1 second compared to their fastest lap time. Look at it right here for Jimmy Mensch as he's out in front right now. He's about pretty much exactly 1 second slower than he was on his fastest lap. The tire fall off is pretty noticeable after 20 laps, but we'll see how it is after around 38 laps or plus. It's going to be even bigger and bigger. So the new tires, the tire strategy definitely going to be interesting. I've seen that also multiple times this season, especially if we have a long green flag ground, but the clouds, I think the track's a little bit more shaded now, which could drop the tire track temp a little bit. Also could drop the tire temperature too, these race cars. Lap traffic up ahead, George Lesma Jr. They get out of the way, the leaders goes to the inside, allows Mensch to go through, but Wygent gonna be compromised on his entry, and so is Blowers. So that helps Jimmy Mensch a little bit, but actually Wygent with a great run off of turn 2. Very surprising he was able to do that with such a wide entry. Everyone else does get through lap traffic. Everyone just pretty much still within a few seconds of each other. Joseph Weldon, who's in 7th, is about less than 2.5 seconds away from our race leader. So the top 7 still relatively close together, all within a few car lengths of each other. I expected a little bit more of a separation here at a track like Phoenix, where you just have to be really consistent, and with the tire wear and whatnot, a lot more skill would go into this racetrack than like a typical 1.5 mile track. So I mean, these top 7 being this close 25 laps into this green flag run is pretty surprising to me, and I think anyone really in this top 7 has a chance to win if they can nail the tire strategy and maybe get a lucky caution or a lucky break at some point. They all pretty much running exactly the same lap times, all within a tenth of each other right now. No one has shown real true dominance so far, but Jimmy Mensch out in front, having the clean air, probably has the biggest advantage so far in this top 7, especially in the top 4 at least. As now side by side behind them, Wygent and Bobby Blowers. Blowers on the outside, Wygent. A repeat of their initial start there as Wygent is going to fall down the 3rd and maybe even 4th here. As here comes Jacob Wilson with a crazy run through 1 and 2. He clears Wygent off of turn 2, and Wygent down the 4th place. Our pole sitter still has his nose on the inside of Wilson, but I think Wilson will clear on entry. Yes, he does. Wygent now down the 4th and maybe even down the 5th here as Rodney Ayers looking to get into that top 4 position. Be interesting to see how long they can go on fuel here. On a track like Phoenix, I'm expecting 50 to 60 laps on fuel with the 70% in the tank. Maybe about 14 gallons of fuel. It's about a mile a lap, so. Right now, Minch now up to a second lead, and he's looking really good so far. He's looking for his first win of the season. He did not win a race last season, so he's looking for his first win, at least in this season and last season that we broadcasted. Now he's looking really good, pulling the gap even more to a second plus, 1.2 seconds over Bobby Blowers. So Jimmy Minch has really figured out some line around this racetrack that just saves tires, and it's also the fastest on track too with that short run speed he had. Casey Ellis side by side Rodney Ayers for 5th. Ayers gets really tough for turn 2. Comes Ellis now with a good run down the back straightaway through dog leg there. Not able to make a move though into turn 3. Side by side behind them, Tristan Bayer and Greg Pillar. Pillar on the top side, Bayer on the bottom. And Bayer's going to clear off of 4. He stays in 8th. Right now, Bobby Blowers closing the gap between him and Jimmy Minch. He was about 2 tenths quicker last time by. He's brought the gap down to about 7.5 tenths. I believe I heard Blowers might be saving some fuel here, so let's go on board with him. It doesn't look like it. I thought I heard him maybe shut off the engine and turn 3 and 4. As Casey Ellis now getting around Rodney Ayers there for that 6th place spot. And here comes Joseph Weldon on the outside, looking to get up to 6. Side by side as Ayers gets loose on entry. And Weldon moves himself up into 6th place. Casey Ellis up in the top 5 position now as Pacey Wygen still in 4th place. A little off pace from the top 3 at least. A few tenths, about 2 tenths lower than the top 3. Not sure if he's just worn his tires out a little bit too much there. Trying to stay in the race lead and stay in 2nd. But he's not led a lot of laps today, even though he was our pole sitter. Blowers got out front early. Wygen retook the race lead, but then Minch and Blowers got past him, and also that dropped him down to 4th as Wilson also got past him too. So lap times have kind of stabled out now. They're still only about a second slower after 35 laps, which is exactly the same as they were with 20 laps down. So from about lap 20 to lap 35, they're pretty much the same lap time. So once you get about a second slower, they kind of just even out. But right now, Blowers is closing the gap between him and Jimmy Minch. Now half a second between these two. ACL is side by side with Joseph Weldon now for 5th. Gonna clear to move himself in the top 5 position. As after about 39 laps, let's see the biggest mover so far. The top 3 is Tristan Bayer up 3rd positions, Minch, Racely up 2, and Jacob Wilson up 1. I believe the loser would be Pacey Wagen down 3 positions. We can stretch this out actually as long as we want. But yeah, Pacey Wagen down 3 positions. That's the whole field actually. So Blauer's still where he's at. Weldon, who started 5th, is in 5th right now. Everyone else has either gained a few spots or lost a few spots. Pacey Wagen down 3 positions right now. And his run of wins as he's won 3 in a row so far, looking for 4. Not looking so good here on lap 40. Still a long way to go. About 85 laps, so let's see some pit stop strategy here, and caution could really change everything. As we know, Wagen does have the raw speed, as he was almost about a tenth and a half clear of the field in qualifying, and even in practice too. So that short run speed is really good, but looking like he's kind of struggling right now as he's way off the pace. Not sure if he's saving fuel or whatnot, or looks like he is. He is shutting off the engine, so we've seen Wagen do this a lot in all these series, being able to save fuel. So he probably knows something that no one else knows, or no one else really thinks he can maybe going on one stop here. As again, he shuts off the engine going to 3 and 4. That kind of explains why he's so far off the pace. He's almost about 6/10 off anyone else around him. Right now, Blowers is closing gap now to Minch. Minch's lead is basically cut down to nothing, as it was once about 1 second between him and Bobby Blowers. It's now down to 1 car length, if that. You see how difficult these cars are handling off these corners, trying to get on the gas with those rear tires pretty much being shot right now after 44 laps. Where those rear tires are not liking what Blowers is doing to them right now. He's pretty much sideways after every corner so far. Even on entry, he's a little sideways too. Right now, the top 3 all within a few car lengths of each other. Wagen now getting chased down by Joseph Weldon. Weldon to the outside of Wagen as Weldon losing it off the exit of turn 2. That's allowed Casey Ellis to move himself back up to the top 5 as Weldon falls down the 6 as he just lost it on the exit there, trying to get to the outside of Casey Wagen. See if Wagen still saving some fuel. I'm not sure if he is. Still shutting out that engine there, just letting it coast through the corners. Still in 4th place, so hasn't lost a position yet, but here comes Blowers now for the race lead. Oh, the back bumper of Minch through 1 and 2. Here he comes now, down the front straightaway. Will he make a move into 1 and 2? No, he doesn't. Backs off a little bit. Go look for a better exit. Still a lot of cars right behind Pacey Wagen as Wagen. Not sure he's kind of pulling them up a little bit, giving them that dirty air, but they're not able to get around that double zero as they're side by side yet again for that top 5 position. Ellis on the top, Weldon on the bottom. As it looks like Rodney Ayers is coming down pit lane. You're here in lap 50. Right on the money. just like I said. But still up ahead, side by side for 5th. As if they want to make it a one-stop race, I think it's a lap, I believe, be 67 around there. Actually, be 60. I think it was be 7, something like that. But it'd be 62. Excuse me. It was close, but 62. So they just got to make it 10 more laps to make this a one-stop race. But it looks like Ayer's gonna make it a two-stopper by paying lap 50 and lap 100. So the way he goes, he's only gonna be 1 lap down. So if caution does come out, he'll be the lucky dog. We'll see if anyone else follows him down pit lane. Doesn't look like they will. Wyden's still hanging on the 4th place for now. Still saving some fuel, but Minch now has a little bit of a gap now to Bobby Blowers. Half a second between him and half a second between Blowers and Wilson. Things strung out a little bit here in the top 3. Because it looked like for a while there, Blowers may take the race lead back from Jimmy Minch, but kind of he had a chance, but never really made an attempt to do so. Ellis and Weldon have really been battling for his 5th place spot ever since they caught the Pacey Wygent. And so here comes Weldon down pit lane. Oh, loose there on the entry. But he won't close it down. He puts himself down pit lane. Also, Jimmy Minch, our race leader, down pit lane. Lap 54, so they're looking for a 2-stop strategy here. Big question is, can Pacey Wygent make it to that lap 62 mark? He has to go about 8 more laps, which is 8 more miles on this tank of fuel. There's Jacob Olsen now down pit lane. Blowers staying out another few laps. See if he's saving fuel. It sounds like he's... I don't believe he is, but also Casey Ellis down pit lane too. Minch off of pit lane. Everyone taking 4 fresh tires. It looks like Blowers is shutting out that engine. Same with Pacey Wygent. Justin Bayer very close to actually up to Pacey Wygent. Not saving fuel, I don't believe. I see here he comes down pit lane as there's Rodney Ayers. Crossing the line now. He's a little bit further back from Jimmy Minch, who was the first driver 1 lap down. Jacob Wilson a little further back. He's coming off pit lane right now, about 2 seconds off of Jimmy Minch. Looks like Bobby Blowers is not going to be able to make it a one-stop race, so coming in here on lap 56. Wygent staying out once again. I think he was the only driver really saving a lot more fuel than everyone else. As him and Cameron Pillar, the only drivers that have yet to pit so far. Will Pillar come in this time? And it looks like he won't, so he's going to stay out at least 1 more lap. We'll see what Blauer cycles out as he's still in his pit stall. He might have sped on pit lane as he's still in his pit stall 24 plus seconds. And that is unfortunate for Bobby Blowers, who's having a great run. He was in second pretty much the whole run there, and now he's stuck in pit lane with a most likely a speeding penalty. So he's got to hope for a caution. He's going to do at least 2 laps down. Wygent puts him another lap down. Still in his box. Still not out of it. Usually it's a 40-second hold, I believe. There he goes. Yep, 40-second hold there. There's going to be 2 laps down. And he's got the hope for a caution here. Get those laps back as he was in a great position to maybe gain some points on Pacey Wygent if Wygent's strategy didn't work out. But it looks like Wygent is at least lap 60, which would put him to lap 120. He just needs to stay up two or three more laps. make it to halfway. Looks like he's coming in this time, so he just didn't quite hit that mark yet, but he's very close to doing so. Have to go 65 laps on his next stint. Cameron Pillar looks like he's going to pit lane, so Drew Minch will take out to the race lead here in a moment. The Minch, Wilson, and Ayers, their top three right now. Weldon a little further behind, as he's actually battling Tristan Bayer, who has a little fresher tires than him. Case Ellis not too far behind those two either. We're now almost halfway through this one. Minch has a pretty commanding lead so far. But Wilson has been pretty quick all night long too, so he still has a chance in this one if he can get his next pit stop right. So everyone will have to at least make one more pit stop, most likely, unless Wygent can save those extra 5 laps of fuel, which is a pretty tall ask here. He's about 18 seconds back, 19 seconds back of Jimmy Minch, but he's way fresher tires in that 94 machine. So it looks like he is still saving, so he is still going for that one-stop strategy. We'll see if it will pay off for him. Lauer is now only 1 lap down, so caution here would really help him. If he can get up to Cameron Pillar, who just pitted, he would be the lucky dog. Right now, the battle for 4th. It's heating up with Tristan Bayer, Casey Ellis, and Joseph Weldon, all within within 1 second of each other. As lap traffic ahead, that is the 31 of Cameron Pillar. Bayer gets by the lap traffic pretty easily, but Ellis and Weldon now kind of separate each other, as Weldon really struggling on these tires right now. He only has 10 laps on these tires so far, but he's really loose off of these exits, especially off of turn 4 that we saw there. Bayer kind of in a little trouble with this lap traffic. The lap traffic has way fresher tires than him, but see how this plays out. They're still side by side, as Casey Ellis now going to try to take advantage and catch up to Tristan Bayer for a 4th place spot. Our racer right now, Jimmy Minch off of turn 2. And you see the separation between him and the rest of the field. There's turn 3 camera, so there's Minch going through turn 3. Wilson not too far behind. There's Rodney Ayers, he's in 3rd place right now. There's a big gap between Ayers and Tristan Bayer, and these are the 4th, 5th, and 6th place car. The field pretty spread out right now. Wilson and Minch pretty much running identical lap times with each other, about within 1/10 of each other each lap. Kind of just flip-flops every other lap who's quicker. But Wilson, I think, slowly gained on Minch, not by much, but just ever so slightly. Now it's within a second here on lap 68. So the battle for 4th, it's going to be heating up here shortly, as the lap traffic not letting Bayer just pull away. I think right there off of 4, he has a big enough gap where he doesn't have to worry about the lap traffic trying to make him move to his inside. As the meantime, we'll do a little crank it up session. As you saw there, Bobby Blauer is trying to make his way through the field, trying to get himself up the Cameron Pillar, who's only about a second up the road from him. Try to get that lucky dog back, but now Jacob Wilson closing the gap down to Jimmy Minch. Now down to about half a second. We saw this exact same thing happen when Bobby Blowers and Jimmy Minch. Blowers was not able to get around that 94 machine. They're about halfway through their tire run right now, so expect these guys to pit in the next 20 laps or so. And maybe some will come down sooner as we're 50 laps to go this time by. Wilson closing the gap now down to 4/10, so he's definitely going to get there, most likely. Under 50 laps to go so far. 49 actually. I believe Wygant not saving fuel anymore as he knows he cannot make it on a one-stop strategy, so he's really pushing right now. We'll see if he can what damage he can do. He has the freshest tires in the field, so we'll see if he can make some moves here as he's already up in a few tenths of Casey Ellis and Joseph Weldon for a top 5 spot. There goes the inside of Ellis, and he is almost clear, and he is clear of that 35 machine, so Casey Wygant almost about half a second quicker than anyone else on the racetrack, so he's about 13 seconds back from Jimmy Minch, so with 47 laps to go and one more pit stop, we could still see Casey Wygant come out probably with the top 3 finish. I doubt he can maybe catch up to the top 2, but top 3 definitely is in reach. He's only about 3 seconds back. About 3 seconds back of Rodney Ayers. And he's trying to make his move down to the top 5 spot. Joseph Weldon his update on Bobby Blowers. He did get around Cameron Pillar, so he would be the lucky dog if the caution does come out. Wygant working his way around Joseph Weldon as he sends it to the inside 3 and 4, and he clears off the exit of 4 there. He's now up in the top 5 spot. Wygent in 5th. He's looking to go 4 in a row here. But it's looking like that's not going to happen unless he has a caution here. These next 45 laps. He has a really good short run speed. A good speed overall, but just a mismanagement of fuel maybe. He's trying to save a little bit too much than he could. He was only about 5 laps short. About 5 laps short in total. So, I mean, a lot closer than pretty much anyone else in the field. He pitted out 7 laps later than Jimmy Minch, our current race leader. So he's trying to stretch out as much as he can, but it's not enough as Wilson in the dirty ear of Jimmy Minch right now and just not able to do anything. Same thing we saw with Bobby Blowers earlier in this one. You can catch up to him, but you just can't get close enough to make a move. So we'll see if there's a pit stop strategy here that Wilson can maybe use, jump up in front of Jimmy Minch. Wygent's really man on a mission so far. Within a second of Tristan Bayer now. Tristan Bayer is also catching up to Rodney Ayers, who is the oldest tires on the field, so expect Ayers to probably pit here in the next 5 laps or so, I would guess. Probably just split this up as much as he can. He pitted 34 laps ago, so 5 laps from now would be 39 laps and about 36 laps to go, so pretty much even there. Ayers really struggling off of turn 2. Very tight exit there for him. Wygent right behind Bobby Blowers. Bobby Blowers got that speed penalty. He was in 2nd at the time. He's really loose off the exit of 4 right in front of Wygent. Not what Wygent wants to see. He'll try to make quick work of Bobby Blowers here. Blowers again loose off of 4 there. Really driving as hard as he can to stay in front of Pacey Wygent. There he goes, good clear Blowers there through 3 and 4. And yes, he does. Wygent now within a few tenths of Tristan Bayer, and these 2 drivers all within a few tenths of each other. Rodney Ayers in 3rd place right now, being hunted down by Tristan Bayer and Pacey Wygent. Ayers, like I said, on the oldest tires on the field. He's 10 lap older tires than Pacey Wygent. See how long he can hang on for. Bayer now looking to the inside in 3 and 4. Side by side for 3rd. Here comes Wygent now as Ayers just gives him the spot there as Wygent now looking to the inside for that 3rd place spot. Expect Ayers to pit this time by. If I would guess here, 36 laps to go, coming to 35. There goes Wygent now to the inside in 3 and 4. And Wygent not clear yet. It looks like he's going to get a good run off the exit. He should be able to clear on the entry to turn 1. And yes, he does. Wygent sends it really deep into turn 1 under the brakes. He moves himself up to 3rd. And he has clean air all the way to the race lead. But don't know if he has enough time to get there. He has about 10 seconds between him and You mentioned, as soon as they said that, down pit road they go, 35 laps to go. That's when they think best to pit now is Wygant stays out, Bear stays out, Ayers stay out. Don't believe anyone else is coming down pit lane. Actually, Greg Pillar coming down pit lane too. Gotta make sure you don't get a speeding penalty here. No penalties of any sorts, and make sure you get a perfect stop here. And this is for the race lead. Enter the box. Both of them look pretty good. To mention a little bit further back in his box than Wilson. Let's see if that affects him as Wilson takes 2 only. Wow. Interesting strategy call there. Kind of bold. Take 2 only here. I feel like this racetrack has been really loose all night long. Those 2 right side tires only is going to make it a lot looser. We'll see if that plays. He's about 5-second gap between him and Minch, so he gets the race lead, and once everyone cycles through their pit stops, but he's got a lot looser race car. But with 33 to go, that could be the race winning move right there. The Wyden's still electing to stay out here. It's Joseph Weldon not pit lane, Casey Ellis also not pit lane. Flowers coming through 1 and 2, trying to get around Rodney Ayers. Flowers is still a lap down, so he still has to hope for that caution. Get back up to the lead lap. I believe that was Pacey Wygant coming out pit lane there. Yes, it is. 31 laps to go. Pacey Wygant down pit lane. Does he have anything for these top 2? It's 2 tires for Wygant also. Same thing we saw Wilson side by side. Pretty much on the back bumper. Rodney Ayers pushing Tristan Bear down pit lane. Maybe not liking how slow Bear is going with that speed limit there. I think the speed limit is like 45 here at Phoenix. So Wilson takes the race lead for the first time tonight. Minch second, 5 seconds back. Wygant will be 13 seconds back from Jacob Wilson, so he actually lost a little bit of time there. He's a little bit fresher tires here with 30 laps to go. We'll see how that plays out as coming off pit lane. There's Ayers and Tristan Bears are pretty much almost side by side as both of them took 4 tires there on their pit stop. So this right here would be the battle for 4th place once Bobby Blowers comes down pit lane. Got the pit here. Well, you can stay out for another about 15 laps if you wanted to, which might be the right call here. Try hope for a caution, put himself in a good position. Cameron Pillar, I believe, had a speeding penalty. He's coming off of pit lane right now. 54 seconds in his pit box, so he's going to be 4 laps down in 11th. For now, Bear in 5th, Ayers in 6th. Rodney Ayers looking for his 2nd top 5 of the season so far. Slow car on the bottom, it's a George Lesma Jr. As Ayers had a top 5 at Slinger, so he's looking for another one here at Phoenix. Coming down to the last few laps of this race, 27 to go. And different strategy for these top 2, even the top 3. Because we got right side tires only, 4 tires, and right sides only for the top 3 drivers. But right now, Minch a little bit quicker than Wilson. So we'll see how this plays out. And at this pace right here, Minch will have to be... Let's see... As caution is out, actually, as Joseph Weldon spun off of turn 4, and that's exactly what Bobby Blowers needed right there. As he's back on the lead lap, and everyone's probably going to come down pit lane. And so they do have 4 extra sets of tires, and everyone's only taking 2 of their sets, as Blowers actually has 3 sets left, so there's no reason not to pit here. There are 25 laps to go. That also saves Pacey Wygant with the fuel strategy call that he had in the first half of the race that did not go well. As Weldon off of 4. He's been loose all night long, so I'm not surprised that he finally spun it around. Everyone's pretty much been loose. He just clipped the apron there, and around he goes. Overcorrects hard on the outside wall, right in front of, I believe it was Cameron Pillar and a few others. There is actually a race leader, Jacob Wilson, almost got involved there too. So down pit lane, everyone goes except Ayers. Ayers staying out. He pitted with 5 laps to go. But he's got to elect to stay out here and get that track position. But everyone else coming down pit lane, top it off and get those 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Watching his box there, he's perfect in there. Right there, everyone take 4 here. Here goes Wilson, Weldon. We'll see where everyone cycles out once everyone's out of pit lane. It's going to be Ayers, Wilson, Minch, Wygant, Blowers, your top 5. Everyone took 4 except Wilson. He took 2 again. As Juice can happen this time, so I'm not able to interview him, but I was going to ask him. Interesting call there for taking 2 on the last most likely the last restart of the race, unless we get another caution, at least the last pit stop. Here we go, 22 laps to go, 8 drivers on the lead lap. Ira's back on the lead lap. Pacey Wygant has a shot to win this one, go 4 in a row. But it all comes down to these next 22 miles. As Rodney Ayers on the gas early, he chooses the inside lane with a great initial launch for him. Wilson on those 2 right side tires. We'll see how it fares in the turn 1 and 2. Looks like he will clear for second. As everyone makes it through turn 1, excuse me. So here comes Wilson with a good run on Ayers through 3 and 4. See what the difference between those 6-lap older tires for Ayers for the Wilson's right side tires. Ayers gonna block off that inside lane. He's gonna lead this lap under green. But can he hold on for another 20 laps to go? It will be tough. He'll probably need a couple cautions, maybe a few heat cycles for everyone else behind him to maybe be able to hold these guys off, but it is one thing to catch someone, it's another thing to pass. As Wilson overshoots turn 3 and 4, allows Minch to get to his inside lane. Wilson with a good exit on the outside lane. He's going to get a good run out to the inside of Ayers. He goes. Ayers going to give him as little room as possible on the entry and on the exit. Ayers holds off for now as Wygant now to the outside. He's going to look for that second place spot. It's 2 by 2 for the top 3, and 6 cars in this league pack for now, as Blower is still there in 5th place. Looking for some redemption after that pit road speeding penalty he had on his first pit stop there. Ayers way up the racetrack he goes, may have overshot a little bit too much. He's losing it, gets in to Wilson as Ayers around he goes. Down to the dog leg, no caution is out. We stay green as there's a caution, but Wilson up to the race lead. Wygant in 2nd, Flowers in 4th as Minch moves himself up to 3rd. So Rodney Ayers staying out on those little older tires. Pays the price there, and I just got a bit too loose off of turn 2. I think he overshot the entry just a little bit too much. Kind of got those marbles there also. Does not help him. He actually made contact with Wilson. And Minch finished him off, but there's nowhere Minch could really go there. Ayers was already spinning out right in front of him. Yeah, Minch hard on the brakes. There's nothing he could really do. I think Ayers was going to go around anyway, but caution is out for the second time tonight. That puts Wilson on the front row as Wilson down pit lane. Ooh, I don't know that strategy there. I mean, up all that track position. But Wilson, Wygant, and Blowers all down pit lane. They only had 6 laps on those tires. Don't know if that was the right call. They're going to be in around 5th, 6th, and 7th. But I have to try to get around Greg Pillar, Tristan Bayer, and Ellis, and Minch to try to get back up to the race lead. But Minch has been quick all night long. But we'll see who comes off pit lane first. Looks like 2 tires strategy for those drivers. And I don't know if they have another set left, so I think they're out of tire sets. But Blowers takes 4 yet again. He does have that extra set compared to the rest of the field. But anyways, as he'll get out to 7th. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back before the green flag here at Phoenix. As we're back live here with coming to 15 laps to go. Minch on the top side. Driver who took new tires, Wygant and Wilson in that 3rd row. A little bit further back here. Minch with a great restart there. Wilson and Wygant not the best of the restarts. They're going to be stuck behind some drivers have older tires, and Greg Player in front of Wilson right there, who was the race leader before he came down pit lane. So how quickly Wilson can get around these 2 in front of him. And Casey Ellis, Greg Player, they've been pretty good all day long. Ellis has been in the top 5 pretty much all night long also. These guys are not slow at all. Ooh, looks like Barry gonna get sent 3 wide now. He got a bit loose as Wygant now falling down the 7th, maybe even 8th here. Bayer losing again on the middle, going 3 wide here at Phoenix through turn 1. As Wilson up to 3rd place now. Still kind of just boxed in between him and Pillars. Ooh, 1 car on the wall. I think that's Ayers. Harder than the wall in entry of 3. They're all just trying to get up as many spots as they can as Pillar. Big gap between him and the 3rd. As Blowers and Wilson now side by side. Blowers has 4 fresh tires. Wilson only has 2. All this battling has allowed Jimmy Minch to pull away up ahead. About 7/10 lead over Greg Pillar. They continue to battle behind as their single file out now. It'll be Blowers, Wygant, and Wilson on the newer tires. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They just gotta get around Greg Pillar here. They still have time. They have 12 laps to go, so it's plenty of time to maybe catch up to Jimmy Minch. They gotta get around Pillar first and quickly. On the top side. Flowers on the bottom. Pillar using that top side to his advantage is going to get clear of Blowers. Blowers got really loose off the exit there. Pushing as hard as he can. Maybe overdriving the car just a little bit too much. As Pillar gets a bit loose now. That allows Blowers to maybe even clear on the entry to turn 1 here. With 10 laps to go. Blowers is going to almost clear Pillar, and he does so. So Blowers clears to 2nd. And now he has his sights set on Jimmy Minch. Kind of a repeat of what we saw before the first pit stop. Flowers is trying to close down the Jimmy Minch on round lap 40, 45-ish. He was able to get close to him, but just not able to pass him. We'll see what he can do here with 9 laps to go and a little fresher tires compared to the 94 ahead. Wygen not too far behind either from Flowers, so if these guys start battling, Wygen is there to pounce. Flowers gets a bit loose off of 4. There's Wygen now to the bottom of Flowers. Flowers not letting Wygen take it easily as they're still side by side off of turn 2. Flowers with the better exit, but Wygen has the kink here, a little bit of advantage to him. Down to 3 and 4. Wygen really sends it to the inside. They try to slide job him off of 4, not able to get clear of him. Flowers a bit loose off of 4 though, not able to put the power down. And Wygen's ahead of him across the line. They're still not clear of one another, but they did gain time on Jimmy Minch up ahead, even though they were side by side the whole lap. Again, Wygen sending it through 3 and 4, trying to slide ahead of Blowers. Blowers not allowing that to happen. He's really driving that race car off of turn 4. They're still nose, basically side by side. I think Blowers maybe got that lap there for second. But they're catching up the Minch either way, so it really doesn't hurt him too much. Still not clear of each other yet. Will Wygen send again? Yes, he does. He sends it to the bottom once again. Minch in the middle there. He's trying to defend from both lines, the outside and the inside. Oh, Wygen got loose there on the inside, but Blowers hits the outside wall. But it doesn't matter as Blowers clears Wygen for second. Now the top 3 all within a few car lengths of each other. 5 laps to go. Flowers trying to go back-to-back here at Phoenix. He won Season 3 at the old New Phoenix. He can try to win here at the old Phoenix in Season 4. And Wygen trying to go for 4 in a row this season. Minch has been good all night long. He led a majority of this race from after he got around Wygen and Blowers, and hasn't looked back since. He kind of got lucky with a few caution late there. These drivers behind him side the pit as they're side by side again here with 3 laps to go. Because none of them are really able to get side by side with Jimmy Minch, and Wygen loose off of turn 2. And that's going to cost him second place and probably cost him a chance at the win here. As now it's going to be a 1v1 pretty much up front. With Bobby Blowers and Jimmy Minch going to duke it out here in these last 2 laps. Minch looking for his first win of the season. He's 3rd in points, so this would be a good point stay for him. Blowers are also looking for his first win of the season, so these 2 drivers 1.5 laps to go. Hoping there is no caution behind them as they're battling here for 5th. That's Jacob Wilson, Rodney Ayers, and Greg Pillar, all for 4th place spot. But coming off the final corner, gonna take the white flag this time by. Next flag will end the race here. 1 to go here at Phoenix. Flowers got hope for a good run for turn 2. He's got a decent run. Will be enough to send it in 3 and 4. Looks to the high side there, Minch. Can he get to his right rear quarter panel? He's trying to. He's almost there, just not enough. As Jimmy Minch off of turn 4, he's going to win here tonight at Phoenix in his first win of the season for that 94 machine. As Flowers finishes second, Wygen 3rd, Greg Pillar 4th place, his second top 5 of the season, and Wilson up to 5th there. But Jimmy Minch gets it done here at Phoenix. What a win for him. Rightfully so, burning it down here in the front straightaway. What a performance here from Minch. I think he led the most laps here tonight by far. Drivers in front of him pretty much gave him the race lead on that final restart, and he never looked back. Held off Bobby Blowers and a charging Pacey Wygant. Those two trying to make their way up to him. They're never really able to get alongside him. Gets it done here at Phoenix. We'll take a quick break and speak to our top 3 drivers in a moment. As we're back here at Phoenix, we're going to speak to our top 3 finishers. And first off, Jim Minch, our race winner here at Phoenix. So, Jim, you got a copy?
Hey, I gotcha.
So you get the win here at Phoenix. On that final restart there, the drivers, 3 drivers in front of you pitted, giving you the race lead. What were your thoughts on those final 15 laps, knowing that you had a little bit older tires compared to those 3 behind you?
Oh my god. I seen everybody pit. I thought I was screwed. And then I looked back and I seen a good, I think 3 or 4 cars behind me that stayed out with me. I figured, all right, maybe I have a little bit of a wait, so I just got to clear out as far as I can and save tires for when I do get here. And then Pacey and Bobby started battling, and that definitely gave me some extra time. But yeah, it was. I was nervous the whole time.
Yeah, they were never really able to get alongside you there. You did a really job defending. How hard was it to pass here at Phoenix? You made your way up from the third to the race lead in the first 30 laps or so. Seemed it was pretty difficult to pass here at Phoenix. Kind of just the outside was you were able to kind of pinch people off also there too.
um, That's what I kept hearing, the other guys in the call saying was just run the high side, but every time I'd try to pass somebody, I got them coming in. I'd get like that little, there's like a little rut type of thing, a little bit of extra banking on the inside of turn 4, and I would kind of help use that to get me a bit of a run down the front stretch, and that's more or less how I got people going into turn 1 every time.
Yeah, and you did a great job here tonight. Led, I believe, probably the most laps. I'm not have official number, but I'm guessing you did. And you got your first win of the season here at Phoenix. Anyone, I think, for tonight's win?
This is actually my first Bolt win, my first GNS win, so I mean, it's not just this season.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I gotta thank the whole team, PBR, for slowly pushing me and helping me more. Obviously, I got to thank you for putting on the show. I got to thank the wife. She's the one that puts the kid to bed so that I can jump on a race because I would miss the start of the race if she didn't do that.
Well, congrats on your win here tonight at Phoenix and also your first ever GNS win. So
Thank you.
we will see you next time.
Yeah, you too.
That was Jimmy Minch, our race winner here at Phoenix. Let's speak to our second place finisher, Bobby Blowers, who's a lap down due to the speeding penalty there on about lap 50 or so. Hello, Bobby, you got a copy?
Yep, I do.
So you round yourself off in the second. Maybe you got a lucky break with that caution there with 25 laps to go. You had a speeding penalty, I believe, on the first pit stop there. Just talk us through that and also working your way back up through the field after that.
Yeah, I don't know if the pit lane speeding is based off of timing lines like IRL NASCAR or if it's just average speed in timing line or between lines. I'm not sure, but I looked a little over 45 on pit lane once and then backed off immediately down to 44, and then usually I'll get away with that, but for some reason I didn't this time. Went down one lap down and then was just pushing for all I was worth the last however many laps up until the yellow, trying to get back in the lead lap, and before that, getting on the lucky dog spot. And yeah, that yellow kind of saved me, but I knew I had the speed if without that penalty, and I was close to showing it. Just little, I could have probably stayed out on that last caution, but I don't know. All in all, I'm just happy for Jimmy and happy with second.
Yeah, still a great recovery though. Was not looking too good. I think you were best finish would be ninth, maybe eighth at the if we didn't have a caution there. So coming up to second, still a great recovery there. Anyone I think for tonight's good run?
Yeah. First and foremost, my family. I think they're still watching. Uh, uh, my team, PBR Racing. Uh, my sponsors, RevSimShop.com, 213simware.com, Blink Designs. That's me. Hit me up if you want to paint. Uh, thanks to the Bolt admins and you for being in the booth.
And also congrats on your second place here tonight at Phoenix, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, thank you.
It was Bobby Blowers in the second place spot. We're going to speak to our third place finisher and our current points leader, Pacey Wygen. Hello, Pacey, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
You round yourself off in the third. When we went on board with you on the first half of the race, it seems like you were trying to save some fuel. Just short, I think, 2 laps there in the first pit stop, from my math at least. But and then at the end, you kind of realized you couldn't make it, so you kind of started pushing there. But you had a chance at the win here, but you also pitted on the last caution. Talk us through that strategy also.
Um, well, the beginning, I was very, very indecisive on whether I wanted to do the one stopper, and I ended up making my choice like 15 to 20 laps too late, and that cost me being able to save those extra 2 laps from your calculations. um, so I had to either risk trying to save 65 laps or just go balls to the wall and see where we can recover to. And then the caution came out. That kind of took everybody by surprise. Um, not even sure what it really came out for. But that kind of put us all back in it and gave Bobby his lap back. Like that caution changed race for a lot of people. Glad to see though that Jimmy still got the win. Um, as for the last pit stop there, I just kind of decided I wanted to take right sides. That's what I had done under that green flag stop, and it seemed to work really well. I didn't have any problems with just taking 2 tires. So, yeah, that's pretty much all it came down to. Is I just wanted that little extra rubber on the right sides.
Yeah, you still end up in third place. So good result for you tonight. Anyone like thank you for tonight's good run?
Yeah, I always got to shout out PBR Racing, Bolt as a whole. You up in the broadcast booth for for broadcasting each and every week, even when real NASCAR's on right now. I apologize. Uh, of course, got to shout out Roddy for running everything. And massive, massive, massive shout out to Jimmy for finally getting the win.
Yeah, great win for him also, but also a good day for you overall. Still finished third, so didn't lose too many points to Blowers or Minch there up ahead.
Oh yeah, I should probably shout out Harris Design because I always seem to forget to, and he makes really good reps. So shout out to Harris Design for building the car.
Yep, and we will see you next time. Congrats on your third place here tonight at Phoenix.
All right, thank you.
That was our third place driver, Pacey Wygent. So we're gonna take a quick look at our final results. Real quick. And Jimmy Minch will be the race winner, his first ever Bolt GNS season 4 and ever winner. But first Grand National Series win for him. And Bobby Lars round out in second, Wygent in third, Greg Pillar fourth, great result from him. Jacob Wilson fifth, was the leader on that last caution, but elected to pit. May have been a mistake for that 51 machine looking back at it, but still top 5 finish, pretty good result for him. Friday Ayers in 6th, KCL is 7th, Kristen Bayer 8th, Joseph Welding the last driver on the lead lap in 9th, Cameron Pillar in 10th. Round out it's 11 car field will be George Lesma Jr. in 11th. Next week they go to North Wilkesboro, which be an interesting one. North Wilkesboro, next Saturday night. So we will see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching.